Hi, I'm Adam Osorio, and I've been with Bayside since 2004. In all of my time with Bayside, one of my absolute favorite roles has been developing our after-school literacy program, the Academic Club. Check out what it's all about.
So I've been with the Academic Club for 5 years now, and we've had many students come through in that period of time. If a student is not able to read proficiently by the end of 3rd grade, there are a whole host of problems that student can face in adulthood. They could lose out on job opportunities, they are at a higher risk for incarceration, and they could be at a higher risk for health diseases.
Oh, pues la verdad que sí, es muy importante y muy necesario tener un apoyo para nuestros hijos.
So what this program does is it interrupts cycles of poverty. And in addition to that, it empowers our students to improve their quality of life.
Our program has already helped hundreds of students to close their literacy gaps, and next year we'll be expanding to a 3rd school site in Canto Elementary. The reason our program is so effective is because it's student-centered and data-driven.
Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, student-centered means that we really look at the strengths and weaknesses of those students. Where can we fill in the gaps? Where can we fill the holes of what they're missing? But we also look at what they're interested in, what their experiences are. So we're not just looking at just the academic, we're looking at the overall experience of the student. Now, for the other part, the data-driven part, we take those elements from the student-centered and we formulate those into lesson plans based on data. We test in phonics, fluency, and comprehension. And wherever there's that hole, that gap, that's where we work the lesson to fill it in. So I feel that's why our program is very effective. We have seen students reduce gaps. So that means they've started closing it. We've seen students eliminate the gap. There is no gap. And then we've also seen students who have actually exceeded the gap. So they are advanced of their grade level.
Estamos encantadas con esa escuela de Bedside.
Hemos visto que ha mejorado mucho ahí en el programa.
He notado mucho cambio. Pues inicialmente él apenas estaba empezando a leer.
Ella no hablaba de inglés, y pues ahorita la veo que está súper avanzada en el inglés.
Su inglés es más fluido de lo de su hermano mayor.
Con el programa me di cuenta que estaba aprendiendo a pronunciar mejor las letras y las palabras. Y ahorita que ya lleva un buen tiempo, pues me doy cuenta que sí lo ha ayudado demasiado.
Pero Bedside es un programa muy, muy bueno. Yo se lo recomiendo a las mamás, a los padres de familia, que si tienen chance, la oportunidad de anotarlos ahí, que lo hagan, para que sus hijos progresen más.
We also see it improves their attitude when it comes to the school site and wanting to be at school, the enjoyment of it. When it comes to reading, actually wanting to open a book, an excitement to do testing. What kids want to do testing?
Les ayuda mucho como convivir con más niños.
Programa más que nada de Bayside que les ha ayudado mucho a los niños porque no es el primer niño que yo he tenido en Bayside. Mis otros hijos también estuvieron y yo he mirado la diferencia que gracias a Dios ellos se han superado.
Pues los maestros son buenos, les ayudan mucho a los niños.
A major obstacle that every student and their family faced this last year was the COVID-19 pandemic and the move to distance learning.
COVID has been very difficult, we know, for many families, many students, especially with the transition to online. Our families were no different. They got hit hard. We know many of them had job loss. Many of them had sick family members. Some even lost family members. So this was a very difficult time.
Pues sobre todo este año de COVID que igual no había mucho que hacer para nuestros hijos, estuvieron ocupados en algo que les beneficiaba, tanto a ellos como a nosotros.
For Academic Club, we found that one way for us to really help these families was to have close communication with them. And the way we did that is we did weekly calls with them and we checked in on household needs. families who may have needed some added food supplies, needed help applying for unemployment, things of that nature. So taking care of the household needs was a huge help because then the student felt secure in what we could provide for their needs. What's interesting is our high expectations for students and families didn't change. We were able to support them in great ways, but we also expected that they would also give something. For example, student conduct, making sure we're safe and respectful online, make sure we're listening carefully, making sure the student put forth effort when they were in class, not just occupying a seat. And then having family on board, having a quiet reading space for class, making sure there's no siblings playing in the background. So those were really the ways we felt we were best supporting our families during this pandemic.
Muchísimas gracias a todos ustedes porque de verdad hicieron mucho la diferencia para nuestras familias, porque pues igual estábamos muy preocupados como papás en el progreso académico de nuestros hijos, qué iba a pasar. Pero al verlos estudiar en casa y frente a frente con su maestro en Zoom, nos daba la confianza de que iban a ir bien.
Gracias a ustedes que lo han ayudado demasiado.
Pues gracias también a ustedes, también por darle la oportunidad a mi hija.
Estamos agradecidos con el programa porque sí, o sea, sí hemos visto que sí ha aprovechado el...
Les doy gracias a los maestros.
Gracias a usted y a todas las maestras también.
I just want to say thank you to you guys for all you guys done for me.
If you would like to learn more about our program, get in touch with us today. And thank you so much for all of your support, especially at this critical time for our students.